All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my November 23rd live stream. I think we do. Do you guys remember what we were going to call it now? You know, since we aren't going to call it the Circus of Lies live stream, I forget. But I have on the stage with me my gay partners. I think that's what the Monkey Boy wanted to call. Yeah. We have John Clark and Neil.
Howdy.
Hello.
And it's always great seeing Neil on because I know he's staying up pretty late just to be a part of this. We also had Ook, who I think dropped out, must have had connection issues. But I'm sure he'll be back shortly. Jibas did also email me and say that he wasn't going to be able to. He has some commitment and he won't be able to join us. And Blarg. Hello, Blarg. My gay partner, Blarg.
How's it hanging?
What's hilarious? What's hilarious is like these guys think that this is some like horrible slur. There was a commenter who was kind of doing a back and forth with the Monkey Boy, and he made a comment kind of pointing out how stupid it is for the Monkey Boy to just like continually make these gay slurs just because we're currently in the year 2024, close to the end of year 2024. So I mean, I don't care that he calls me or anyone else gay. I mean, I'm not gay, but it's not a slur to say those things. So
well,
but
it's
anyway,
it's a holdover from. I'm sure he's grown up in the kind of atmosphere where that kind of thing is considered a slur, where that kind of thing is a derisive comment, and
sure.
Yeah, so it's just when all you've known is ignorance, you're going to act ignorantly.
Yeah, and he's like he continuously makes homophobic remarks, as well as all the kind of the nasty, child predator and all that other stuff. That is just, which to me, I mean, that's that's worse than the gay stuff, just because I think we talked about this last week, how it kind of trivializes actual child abuse. And if you have a kid, or if you have any empathy, it's not something that I think you can kind of lightly throw around as if it's some kind of a school playground insult.
Well, no, and it's the latest incarnation of the think of the children pearl clutching that a lot of folks in the anti-social progress arena have used again for the last 150 years. This is just the latest way of articulating it. He's trying to poison the well. He knows full well that you're not a predator, that we're not predators, and he knows full well that most people aren't going to pay attention to it. But if he's trying to play for that one person in the comment section, then he wins. Or maybe he's just so demented that he thinks that saying it over and over again, eventually one of us will snap, and then he gets to get his jollies off on the fact that he made us angry. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, I did get a little bit ticked off, and but after thinking about it, I kind of came to the same conclusion that you did. But just going back to calling people gay, I think Miranda makes a good comment here, and I agree. She says, I don't care about him calling anyone gay, but I do care that he thinks it's an insult. And this is similar to with the toddler philosopher using autism, calling people autistic.
Yeah.
it's that he thinks it's an insult that actually makes it insulting.
Here's the funny thing. Years back, it would have been nice to have actually been at least partially gay or bi. I'd have got a lot more sex in a period when I wasn't getting any.
Oh yeah, no, I know that feeling.
Dang it, it's right there, so close.
I had to say no to a threesome because I would have had to have.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't go there. I couldn't go to the. Couldn't take the step to get involved with the guy in the group, and you just go, so close because she's a hot as brick, and yeah. So disappointed.
Does anyone want to hear how I actually lost my virginity?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, no, I just got slapped.
I know it's an ookism. Stand by, everybody.
No. Someone's holding something sharp, and I don't think I'm allowed to say how I did it. Let's just say it was a foursome, and I was 13.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, I guess being bisexual is probably the best, right? In terms of opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Tolerant.
Well, that just means that you like a woman as much as the next guy.
But, I use the word by tolerant because when you're in an orgy, you're going to touch things that you don't normally touch.
So I was
Lonely Island.
Looked at again.
The Lonely Island has a song about it. It's not gay if it's in a threesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, those guys crack me up.
Hang on.
So funny.
I think Crystal said this week there was a video of a guy, a MAGA head, who was afraid to make love to his wife because he thought it was gay.
If she was using contraception.
Oh, if she was using contraceptive,
what?
it was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't make love to his wife if they used contraceptives.
Because that would be bad.
Something
That is
about
bizarre.
procreation.
Yeah, make this make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
the
it's
only-
because then it actually interferes with his duty to procreate, right?
Yes, I think that's the only thing I can come up with. Yeah. So strange.
He's
the guy.
He's a big strong boy with a big strong brain.
Yep. So this was a guy who I like him. This is, I think, the first time I've seen him on this. Maybe he'll be my gay partner as well. But he was making a comment. I think this is because of all the kind of the anti-gay stuff. So the monkey boy still can't figure out what pegging is. So he still thinks it's like what two gay men do. I mean, like if you're a gay man, how do you peg another gay man? You don't need to peg them. It's not gay sex.
That goes into the extreme insertion category of porn.
I suppose if you suffer from micropenis.
Well, I actually made a
go there.
comment to the monkey boy. I'm not sure if he got it. It's like I said, well, if you need that dildo,
You need the
have
extra help.
sex. Yeah.
Strangely enough, don't ask me how I know this, but in my wanderings around the net, I go to some strange places. But one of the biggest selling marital aids in India is a prosthetic sleeve to put over your dick to make it longer, wider, whatever.
Oh, I thought it was to keep it warm.
Yeah.
That's what socks are for. But yeah,
It's called a Peter heater.
I could not. I couldn't believe it when I read that, and it's okay. How? Okay, no, it's made me look at all the Indian males that I've looked at, that I've seen or known over the years. Going, have you got any inning? or an outie.
Well,
Strange.
since we're on this topic, apparently there's like they found for the first time a man with 3 peni. I think like the one with the 2 peni had been around a while, but there was a guy who had 3, and so it took a lot of surgery, and this isn't my joke, but it took a lot of surgery to get him that 3rd hand.
There you go. Talk about a triple threat.
I have actually seen, and it was probably the most horrific body modification I've ever seen in my life. A guy had split his dick.
Oh my God!
What?
Yeah,
along the axis.
I've seen that one as well. And you just go, what the hell is wrong with you two?
And it's.
I just want to take a quick moment to point out the fact that these conversations are the highlight of my week. All day, I'm just like, I can't wait.
Oops.
What did it? I saw it on one of my places I used to go to that have chat and everything, which was alt.com. And yeah, interesting. But I saw that and just, I mean, it's automatic cross your knees and click off. Then you click back, you have a look at it and go, no, that's not photoshopped.
It is definitely the human equivalent of a train wreck.
Oh,
You're trying to look away, aren't you?
It's, and I think the next photo on his album had like big piercings through either side of it, and it was just sort of,
Oh,
why?
ouch.
Why? I don't. You can't even. You can't even pee through something like that.
Sorry, I just read Crystal's comment.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, I'd have to giggle too.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, isn't that like isn't repacking veg jar some euphemism?
A
for something?
euphemism? Yeah, surely.
If not, I think it should be.
Depending on what part of the internet you're on, everything is a euphemism.
Is that rule 34?
Yes.
Yes. All right. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember, but so I have I sent out the various topic. We may not be able to get to all of them, but it's been kind of apparent to me that I've been making some enemies on the comment section. At first, I was thinking it's couple, but it's actually like 4 that we will try to get to.
Yeah, you're very popular.
Yeah, but they're all just wankers. So.
Oh, speaking of that,
yeah,
QC, did you see my comment from a couple of hours back about the question of is a pot and donkey the same person?
Yeah, on one of my videos, right? I did see that one.
Yeah. Punted over there, and I was. See, we do know they show up a lot together, but in this case, if we're accepting the fact that Donkey Boy is in Australia, then I was posting at 3:15 in the morning, and we hadn't seen hide a hair of Donkey Boy for 7 hours at that point. But Apot was going to town and had been for some time. So you just go, yeah, no, they aren't the same person. They are just the same flavor of a-hole.
Yeah, I doubt it as well. Go ahead.
If Donkey's working fly in, fly out remote mine sites and processing sites, the normal go to there is you're there for 2 months, 7 days a week, or 3 months, 7 days a week, and you work rotating 24-hour shifts, 12 hours each shift. So, yeah.
It does depend, though. Different ones have different layouts. When I was working, I worked for a period up in Nullarbor from the Northern Territory at the
Lovely
gold
country.
mine and refinery there. So it's a bauxite mine and alumina refinery. And they had a whole pile of different fly-in, fly-out arrangements there. Some people had 2 weeks on, 7 days, 12 hours, and then they would swap roles with the person who was off for 2 weeks. So they're on 2 weeks, off 2 weeks, on 2 weeks, off 2 weeks, and every other possible arrangement you could poke a stick at. They're in the process of trying to work out how many different damn systems they had running there and trying to pare them down to something a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
So there's lots of variation.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about that, and I agree with you, I think just from the writing style and everything else, they seem different. But for timing, it's hard to tell because you could kind of, fake that to seem like, especially, if you spend a lot of time or just like making comments at different times occasionally just to seem like, you're different people.
Could, but no, the writing style is different.
Yeah, I think that's more deterministic. Before I get to that, let me just address a question that TiltingWindmills put up. Could you please discuss your opinions on whether or not to respond in any way to bots like Jeremy, the ones who post first to all released ACA vids? Is Jeremy the one?
The repent guy?
Oh,
yeah,
he's repent guy.
That you make you get a new person if you repent.
I do. I just do that. I just reply back, repent, and then one of the appalling verses from the Bible, like that beautiful one at the end of the Rivers of Babylon that Boney M deliberately didn't put in the song. So that's my take.
I don't know
that
there's much value in responding to them. They're not there to engage. They're just there to put their little drivel up there.
Sorry,
I just copy paste my usual response. So if it's a Christian guy, I just mention 2 Timothy 4 to them. If it's a Muslim guy, I just bring up unwise and unlearned, and that's it. There's no point responding to people who aren't there to actually listen. All they're there to do is parrot stuff at you to win points.
Yeah, and it does. I don't think it does anything to try to chastise them. They have no shame. They don't care. They don't care what others think, especially care what atheists think. So, you could just keep posting or respond to them, and they would actually like that. They would want engage, quote unquote engagement, and most of the time they don't even respond to the responses anyway.
I was just going to ask, were you asking what verse I was referring to?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's the the song, the Rivers of Babylon, how nice that is. That's Psalm 137, 139, one of those two. Yes, the last verse in it is the infamous happy/blessed is the one who takes your little ones and dashes them on the rocks.
Ah, right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I've been this week. I've sort of been playing around with the Vulgate in its original Latin, and just doing comparative Bible verses a lot. And I have to say, the Vulgate, which is the original, it's still the stock standard Bible that the Catholic Church uses. The Vulgate Bulgaria is the one that's translated into English for people. But before the Vatican II, it was the Vulgate, the original Latin one that was used in Catholic masses. And I have to say, it really does. It's one of the better versions of the Bible that I've read. I mean, I've copied it out 3 times when I was at school in its entirety. But something got lost in the translation, I think, when the Protestant movement moved off, and really it became a much more demanding, a much more dictatorial book, which is, I find, strange. Yeah.
Well, that was King James. He wanted to stamp out any threat of Catholic power, so
Yeah,
he made it as you know, I hate to use it, he made it as Protestant as it could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those strange things. Basically, because I've also want to brush up on my Latin again. It's interesting after a week of doing this sort of off-on study for a couple of hours each day. But yeah, okay, this is a much the God portrait, the Old Testament God portrayed in this book is he's basically a Greek God sort of thing. You know, he's got the human emotions, all that sort of stuff. And I think that's why the Catholic Church doesn't really worry about the Old Testament. It's just basically, as my tutor used to say, historical fan fiction for the Jews. It's just a creation myth for the Jews.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, I can agree with that. But yeah, it's just strange. If you read it in the Latin and you've got the English side by side, yeah, this God is sort of, you know, how you do with the Greek myths. They
get jealous.
They get angry. They sort of regret some of their actions or whatever. Yeah, it really puts God of the Old Testament in that light more than an all-loving God. I just thought that was an interesting thing. If anyone wants to go and have a look at the Vulgate original, you can use Bible Gateway or several other ones. I'm actually using the Vatican site. Yeah, that's my thing. Hope you good.
So I guess I misunderstood what TiltingWindmill was asking with this question. His question was really about chastising those who respond to Jeremy. So even if you respond with just cut and paste or whatever, I mean, I get the intent, but the thing is, you can't get every commenter to kind of, you know, agree to a certain tactic. So it doesn't make sense to chastise someone for responding in one way or the other. It's like if you know, people respond, they respond. I don't think there's any need to chastise anyone for that.
Plus, what does chastising accomplish?
Yeah. I mean, at best, you can try to inform people and say, well, this person is, you know, this type of, you know, troll or whatever. And you know, you probably shouldn't even make a response, especially if you see someone, you know, making a long, earnest response to, you know, someone who's obviously just trolling. Then you might want to say, yeah, you know, you shouldn't. But it doesn't make any sense to chastise someone just because you think that people should just ignore this particular troll.
Yeah, I don't chastise them. In that situation, I just inform them that the person they're talking to is just not someone worth the trouble. That you're not going to get any honest response out of them, so don't bother. And then sometimes point out, you know, they've had 50 other accounts that have been cancelled for one reason or another, and just go and have a look at the types of responses you're getting from them before you waste your time. And that's usually welcomed by the person.
Yeah. By the way, so last week we talked about how sometimes if you report some comments, you can be kind of put on a timeout of a sort.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of not or a little bit diligent about the reporting. So like I would only report from one account, but not from another. I've had to create like 2 accounts because of of my accounts getting reported. So, but I found that even when I didn't report, my account could no longer post comments, and even my second account couldn't post comments, at least for some time. I'm not sure how long. I wasn't really keeping track, but so I actually ended up having to create a third one. So it seems like I don't know if this is just like a kind of a concerted effort being done by the trolls, or I guess if you have enough of alt accounts, you could kind of do a mass reporting. Is this something that you guys are familiar with?
I think I've mentioned that I had an account.
Yeah.
I had an account completely deleted when that was done by a single atheist account. There was a character who called himself by derision / dumpster fire. I don't know if anyone remembers that particular character, but yeah, what an absolutely appalling piece of crap that human was. Anyway, yeah, he was bragging about the fact he had over a dozen different accounts. Anyhow, I went away and I come back and I see my account. I got an email saying your account has been terminated immediately. And I'm like, what? I didn't even get any strikes or anything, so I don't know what I was reported for. One assumes it was something, as per what Donkey has been talking about. But yes, I appealed it. 24 hours later, my account was back, but my comments weren't. And then 2 days after that, all my comments were back, and all of his accounts were gone.
Oh, okay.
So they caught that behavior, but that was because it was one person. Where you've got a few different people with a few different accounts, that may actually be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I was thinking more in terms of like frequency, because this seems to be happening more frequent recently, at least in the last week or so. So
yeah, it's one of those things. Once your account's been red flagged for anything, it takes less effort for people to convince YouTube that you're being naughty again and suspend you.
I was thinking in regard to, like, let's say that it's the toddler boy or whoever, if they kind of do it frequently, right, where they're constantly reporting, they should be affected as well, right? At least they won't be able to comment on whatever account that they used.
Yeah, which is why they have multiple profiles.
Yeah.
What Neppy's got to be over 100 by now.
Donkey has 3 active accounts. He sometimes ends up with all 3 in the same thread.
Yeah.
No.
My brain can't work with more than one account, so it's you have to keep track. Oh no, or I guess if you have multiple devices or like multiple windows. But let me get back to that Spectral Darko. I don't know if you guys or when we started mentioning this, but he used to go by a different name, right? Where am I? What was it like? I forget again. Like free something, right? Freedom. Oh, free thinkery, or something like that. But
he's the same as Sojourner, isn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, they're together, but they're different. Free thinking flurry. I have it right here. But this guy was basically is saying that he's going to essentially like follow me around. He's going to be my personal troll, right? So he says that. Oh, okay. So a couple of things. One is, oh shoot, I thought I had this, but personal troll. No, I think I may have the wrong one. But he said that he was going to keep on me so that whenever I'm on, he's going to essentially like follow me around. So the funny thing is, he started like making comments about my thin voice. Let's see if it's in here. Oops. No, wrong one.
Was his previous account Free Thinking
Yep.
Foolery?
Yep. This
That's
free
it.
thinking foolery. Yeah. So he started making comments about how I have a thin voice or whatever, and objection to my, I think something about my morality. I have no idea what caused him to take that view. It looks like I'm past this. This isn't the one. But he is upset, I guess. And he got upset because when he, said I had a thin voice or something, I made a response about, how he talked, or some like a pronunciation of some word that he made kind of in in a different way. So that was like the only comment I made about that, but he got really upset. So let me show you his channel where he has some shorts. Oh, here it is. And he actually, and I've just started listening to one of them with Neil before the show, but I'll start playing it.
Amazing.
I'll start from playing it from the beginning. So here we go.
Apparently, an individual by the name of Quickly has decided to ridicule the
I should ridicule the way he pronounces QC. He said Quickly or whatever, but anyway.
I mean, you can mock my voice, but you don't show your face. You're a fucking coward bitch. Fuck. Not only are you a coward, you're a homosexual that gargles balls on a daily basis.
All right. So
a strong and compelling argument. Now I believe. Now I believe in the great spaghetti monster.
I
have been converted.
That guy needs to see a doctor and get some copium stat.
I may sound like I'm laughing, but I'm actually crying really hard at how hurt I am that he would
crying
say something
in
like
your
this.
accent, is it?
So, all right, let me keep going.
Feel free to comment down below, motherfucker. Now, I'm not one to mock and ridicule homosexuals because I don't give a shit what you do in your bedroom, motherfucker.
So he wasn't really mocking me when he made those comments. So
start talking shit about me and using fallacies tactics. That's when you have to deal with me. So comment down. Primate.
I think what he meant to say is like and subscribe if you like my content.
That was weird.
Says,
but he said it in a really strong voice.
Yeah, it wasn't the thin voice that he accused me of. It wasn't that strong voice.
I am horrified, petrified, terrified, and scared of him.
By the way, I did invite or challenge him to come on and face me if he wasn't such a whatever. I don't want to use his slurs, but I like Stefan's response. That was the worst drug video I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, don't go and, like, try to start something by saying, oh, you have a thin voice and your morality is whatever, and then get upset because I made like some off comment about a word he pronounced.
Is this the person you were saying it's his son's channel?
No, that's a different one. That's the guy that
Okay.
uses like those strange way of writing. I don't know if he does it actually live or not, but I also invited him to come on. I'm not sure if he will. So I'll see if this video is also about me or not.
Hey, Melon, the God of the Bible doesn't exist. Jesus never existed. A bunch of primates made up the Bible. We're all monkeys. I hope this helps. Also, can I fuck you in the ass? Hey, Melon.
What the? Oh my God.
So, very
This guy,
stable.
he has some serious problems.
Does he think primate is an insult or what?
I think he's trying to make a racial slur there.
Yeah, problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem something. But yeah, so that was fun. I won't play. Yeah, I didn't play the other video, so I won't. But I know he had other videos that he took down. So he did seem upset. But by the way, I wasn't trying to make fun of this person's voice or the way he speaks or whatever. It was just like a passing comment on a pronunciation of one word. And I apologize to him if he took that, if he was insulted by what I said. It wasn't intended to be that way. I get plenty of insults on my voice, the way I speak, etc., my pronunciation. So I wasn't intending to make the same thing.
I don't know how someone can knock the way you speak, because I have a lot of problems with accents, especially American accents, or Asian. You're the most, yeah.
I mean, I do know
comes out your mouth. So
yeah, I do know what they're saying in terms of certain sounds, but it's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Hugh,
anyway,
I have difficulty with my THs. Okay. No, give me a word like fin,
really?
and it's like a case of going, which word are you talking about? The things on the fishes or the?
What's
so the other one?
English talk show host that is really famous for his inability to pronounce. Just trying to think of his name. Jonathan Ross. That's him. I just got it. That's hilarious. Him and his R's are terrific.
It's he plays it up a bit as well. It's great.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of, he's quite famously known for it. So why not lean in?
Exactly.
By the way, Dad, the other comment he had made was about showing your face, and I had actually responded to his comment about that. And I think another one of the other trolls also was kind of talking about, hey, I show my face. Unless you're doing this for like to make money or whatever and want to get more subscribers and whatnot, I don't see any value in showing your face and potentially doxing yourself or having someone recognize you. I mean, I'm not sure if I would be comfortable with people knowing that I'm an atheist, because you never know how others might respond.
It's completely, I wouldn't show my face if I was in America. I mean, I won't show it, even show my face in the country I live in, but it's nothing to do with what I believe. It's more to do with what I used to do.
Yeah, because you know, it's
also,
the point
Huck
of.
Huck wants to come on stage. So do you want to
Oh.
send him the link?
Right. Okay.
I have been challenging him at length for a live one-on-one debate / conversation. If he wants,
Wait, actually, didn't Stefan want to join as well? Stefan, I mean, it's up to you, but
Oh yes, he had something. Yes.
yeah, I forgot last week. I think he wanted to join, but I posted the link so either one of you can go on. I did notice Huck, the pastor, he made a comment. How do I get on y'all's ferry panel? So I'm sure he meant ferry as in the, the
boat?
water vehicle, right?
Yeah, the boat.
Yeah, let's get Huck to explain that first before because there's a real good chance his behaviour that we saw in the comments section from last week's video is exactly what we're going to get. So then it's the question of whether you want to just expose him as that person, or is he planning on actually behaving like a human, which is a
Well, if he comes on and is able to engage civilly, like a human being, well, then we can have a civil conversation. And if not, then he exposes himself for the troll that he is. So it's win-win either way.
That's,
by the way, it's like Joseph. Yeah, it's like Joseph, based on the last video or the description of the last video. He's saying, I'm a theist. I'll talk to you, QC. What's your number? So he's another Florida BJJ who apparently thinks that you need to get on a phone call to have this discussion. And his issue is really that, he doesn't want to be have the other person have the power to mute him, which seems to be a big concern with these guys, as if they can't carry on a civil discussion, a civil argument, and are afraid that they're going to get muted if they try. So I get a feeling that even if he did come on, he wouldn't have been able to hold a discussion. But there was a discussion thread where he started talking about you as singular, we as plural, and I had to kind of explain to him basic grammar because he was asking about my English skills. The funny thing is, he actually deleted these comments. He changed it. Shoot, it's so hard to kind of keep track of all these things, but where am I? Oh, no, that's not it. Because I was looking, I was initially trying to find this particular comment from him, and I couldn't find it. And what happened was he went and deleted those comments. So those comments are gone. He's deleted it. And what he's saying is that, so first of all, I don't know, this AXP is a basket case. Okay, so what? This is not the AXP. But he says, because I deleted comments just like AXP, when a comment of mine is deleted, I delete all my comments just to ruin this jacked up narrative. I did not delete any comments. And when I looked at the ones that have been moderated, I don't see that any of you guys actually, moderated and removed his comments. So if it got removed, it's because of YouTube.
Yep. No, I didn't touch any of his stuff.
I think I said in that thread that, after about a week when he first started coming on, making posts, I just gave up and just reported everything to spam. So I've never really had a conversation with him. But I think I just put him down as, same as Lib, just a sad spell.
Well, you said he's just a wanker, so I
Yeah.
think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I guess it is possible that he doesn't know how to sort by newest, and so maybe that's why he
Yeah.
thought they were.
Tilting, it's not just that as well. So that's I refer to that as ghosting, because the comments are still there. They're kind of hard to see, but some comments do get deleted by YouTube completely. For the algorithm does pick it up. So yeah. So and they just keep making that over and over. And it doesn't matter how many times you explain to people that YouTube does it, and the ghosting part. Yeah, they refuse to get it because this I'm persecuted narrative. And you're welcome, Crystal. And Neil.
I was just writing a post. Damn you.
Quality movies from my younger period.
So I don't know what that means. So John, did you know that he wasn't, or did he confirm that he wasn't going to come on, or?
Oh, he just, we keep inviting him, come on up, and he's still coming up. He seems to be slow on the trigger there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's that's fine.
Well,
And maybe
Pastor,
he got a little scared off when we asked him about the ferries.
So what was it? Stefan, was that the other person who said they wanted to jump on?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stefan, I mean, the same link will work for anyone, so you can just use that. Oh, I think he said he's setting up to come on, which is fine. So by the way, before I get to the other topic, this guy Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah.
I think he posted earlier that he went to a sex worker to get his V card punched, and I was actually going to make kind of a funny or kind of a comment asking if he got a discount, the Virgin discount or not, but it just seems kind of sad that he's posting on here about this kind of thing. So I don't think we should respond to him outside, like, make fun of him or whatnot. I mean, I think, continuing to telling him that he should go to a therapist or, go to a different forum or whatever, I think that's fine. But, and he also says he was nearly molested around 20 years old, which is, I don't know. But his excuse is that mental health care in his country isn't good. Isn't he an American? Does anyone know?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But it must be really bad, the mental health system, whatever country he's in, if he's coming on an atheist channel, YouTube channel, to try to talk this out.
He's not the same guy that used to do that. He's only a new one, isn't he? Who's the other guy who used to want dating?
Isn't this the same guy?
Yeah, he changed his name.
I
can't remember what it was before. He changed it to Thunderbolt.
That's right.
Yeah, so I thought he was an American because he said mental health care is bad.
I mean, he speaks American English, pretty much. But, whether he learned that, as that's the common English that people learn these days.
Yeah. I got no problems with him having to go to a professional to get introduced to sex, but yeah, you don't. That's a talk you only have when you're sitting around having a drink with your mates or something. You don't sort of yell it out on a public forum. But Such is
All right.
life.
Stefan is on. Sorry, I didn't notice you were there just until you posted the message. But welcome, my gay partner. So,
Hey, Stefan.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Sweet ass, mate.
Okay, just making sure my microphone's working.
Yep. All right. So this is, I'm not sure if we're gonna have, maybe we'll have time to get to the last one, but the penultimate. Oh shoot, I hit the wrong button. Hold up. Oh shoot. So the penultimate troll is the shadow sojourner, and I have to. Oh no, did I get?
We're gonna go to Mississippi. Jackie, no pronouns, is a theist.
So this is a guy
okay.
that just can't seem to write normally. Oh man, what is all this? I can't get down to the comments. Okay, here we go. So
Crystal just said, "Oh, I'm not fucking Jackie."
So he just I'm not sure what the deal is with this guy, but he's upset at me because I made fun of the way he writes. I've been observing this channel's content for some time, and a few things have become glaringly apparent. So he just like continued to
I
write
should
in
point
this
out
way.
this is free thinking foolery
No,
because
it's
he
not.
just renamed the account.
I don't think so. I mean, this
'Cause
guy has
when
like
he
140,000
first started
subs.
posting, he said something, and I checked back against one of Free Thinker's responses to me, and it was immediately renamed as Shadowed Sojourner. So either he's
Really?
copied the name, or it's the same person.
I can't imagine it being the same person, but like, yeah. Well, then because this guy has videos on his channel of from some kids. So he goes by Mendy Barat, and he has like these kids videos, and he claims that
Yeah.
it's his son.
So okay.
So I don't know. I mean, and this channel is like really big. I don't know how, but yeah, I would be definitely surprised, but who knows? Because this kind of artificial way of writing, it could just be, generated. But the Sergius Maximus, said, "May your quest be noble and your fingers true." So he's kind of like making fun of that, and he gets a little bit confused by it. But I had to sort of make fun of. Oh, it's because this guy Daniel Kaiser said, we weren't laughing at you, we were laughing with you. I think, yeah, he says, no one's attacking you here, merely being facetious. Taking yourself extremely seriously is symptomatic of a very fragile ego. We were laughing with you here. So I said, really? Were you really laughing with him? Because you are correct about taking oneself extremely seriously. So I just extracted some of the phrases that he used: cacophony of spam about repentance, puerile ridicule and sheer fallacy or folly, lamentable state of affairs. Seek out those who lack the faculty of critical thinking, subject their beliefs to rigorous logical scrutiny. Be forewarned, I am more than capable of this endeavor.
And
So
that's
I thought it was
when I
just
would've
hilarious.
slapped him across the
that's for
back of the
sure.
head. Yeah, that's when I would have slapped him over the back of the head.
So I made up this kind of his way of writing. So this individual appears wholly incapable of employing the quotidian vernacular to convey his musings, as he seems intent upon cultivating an aura of profound erudition, presumably to inspire awe in those who might regard him as a paragon of intellectual prowess. So he's really upset at me, and then and so he's now attacking me on I can't remember which thread he was coming in on, where he's disappointed.
We're gonna go to Mississippi.
Come on, we have to scroll down again. Where is it? See, it's hard to get all these things like prepared.
That's when you got so
You
many
need
people talking
40
through the
windows.
thread.
Yeah, I know
Need
there's
40
a lot.
windows open.
Yeah, I have so many windows open. I'm trying to like figure out which one is the right one. I think this is the one where he comes in on and gets upset at me. Oh yeah, you may scurry away and cower, but your every attempt only serves to reinforce the impression of your staggeringly fragile and disordered mind. So he's right. I do have a very fragile and disordered mind. That's why I couldn't like keep these windows together. So
Yeah.
He got me. It's a
Better than most.
spectacle, really. What was that?
I'm saying better than most. I can tell you that.
So it's a spectacle, really, watching someone so perpetually agitated and transparently uneasy. So like this is like another tactic of these guys, where I think the monkey does the same thing. Oh, you're upset, or let the rage flow, or whatever. And like nothing I've written says anything to indicate that I'm somehow upset or angry. Like in the way when you see J. Edith, his comments, you can tell that he's really, really angry. You get that sense just from his writing. But I don't see where these guys pick that up.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was just and this guy, he seems just unaware of how he might appear to people when he talks that way, or writes that way, I should say. All right. So the next topic was in terms of with the monkey boy again.
Before you move on,
yeah,
QC, there's also the outdoors.
Oh yeah,
remember him? He's another one who's jumped on, and but you've got a thread with 200 and when I looked this morning, 268 comments.
Yeah, I'm saving him for last.
All right. I don't want to.
I mean, that thread was just crazy. Anyway, we'll get to that one.
All right.
It was impressive how he just went on and on in that thread. It's like, anyway, so for going back to the monkey boy, so he's we talked a little bit about this, of him at the beginning, about him, consistently saying things like child predator. So we won't go through that again, but he seems to still be stuck on this like salt metabolism, and I don't know if he's just like very I feel like he knows he's wrong, and he's just trying very hard to somehow salvage it so that he can say that he's won, or that he was right and others were wrong. What do you guys think?
He's pathologically dishonest and with a fragile freaking ego. So yes, he's basically in the same category as Trump. Couldn't admit to being wrong, even if it was a plain accident. Yeah. So,
or if he had to like actually draw with the Sharpie the direction of the hurricane that he said was going to go that way. But I guess we don't need to take too much long time on this, but he posts these things where he thinks that it actually like supports him. So he says, fact check, NIH. Metabolism is a controlled oxidation with three main steps. glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, oxidative phosphorylation. And it specifically says glucose and other food molecules are broken down by controlled stepwise oxidation to provide chemical energy. So first of all, yes, it's oxidation, just like combustion is an oxidation.
Like combustion. It's right there in his fact check.
And also, nowhere does it say salt, right? Nowhere does it say, metabolism of a salt.
Yeah. Derp is about the only word I can think of that really encompasses the quality of his work there.
And he quotes me saying, no, salt is not broken down as a source of energy in the metabolic process, as if that he have somehow, disputed that or said anything against it. It's actually like he writes things like confirm what I said, puts down what I said, and sits there thinking, oh, look, I won the argument.
Yes, dietary salt is necessary. Yeah, so's water, but it's not being metabolized either.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Where did he get his degree from? The James Tour School of Idiocracy?
It's
wait.
it's
Save the degree discussion until when we get to that.
The Dunning-Kruger Institute of Advanced Studies.
There you go. That's better. That's better.
It's part of the process of homeostasis, not metabolism.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The other stupid thing is this thing about he can't seem to understand how probabilities work. So like he keeps on mocking Neil for saying that the probability of rolling a number on a die is 6 out of 6 because there are 6 different numbers. So you have 6 potential options, and each of the options is a number. And
I've got him to repeat that 3 times now. It's brilliant. He doesn't realize how stupid he's being by saying that.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to roll a non-number value on a dice.
Yeah.
But you can die trying.
Oh God!
I have had it come.
Oh look,
up
Donkey
on the
Boy jumped
corner.
in.
Wait. Oh, not metabolism.
Oh my God, he's in.
So just to reiterate, so maybe we all should kind of speak slower. Maybe that's where it might help you understand.
I'd need to learn to speak in like a whale to be slow enough for Donkey, I think.
Get this.
Oh, by the way, sorry. I do need to join Miranda in saying, God damn it, John.
I have no regrets.
No, it's just
Because you know, one tips for that to be true every time.
Yeah.
So
He's metabolizing
now
things.
I have to disagree with Miranda when she says he's metabolizing lead paint chips. So lead in the paint chips is probably in a salt form, so he would not be able to metabolize that lead, and that's actually part of the problem. You can't metabolize salt.
The one of his brain doesn't work right.
It's just that maybe someone should have told him not to eat the sweet ones. Those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
Well, lead used to be a sweetener.
Yes, that's right.
Well, you learn something new every day, I guess.
So just to kind of reiterate for the monkey boy here. So what we're saying is that when we are talking about metabolism, we're talking about the life process where it takes biomolecules, breaks the covalent bonds, and extract energy out of it. So what you posted here, glycolysis, citric acid cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, yes, those are the main steps in oxidation of extracting energy from those bonds. salts don't have covalent bonds, they have ionic bonds. And in none of those processes does it take a salt and break the bonds of, let's say, sodium chloride to extract energy and put it into an ATP, NADPH, etc. So what you posted here is actually supporting our point that
controlled oxidation of salt. That's a curious concept.
and all these other things that salt is involved in, it's part of the metabolism, mechanisms within the cell. You do have to have ions. Yeah, it's not metabolized itself. It's involved in metabolism in the same way that water is involved in metabolism. The cell doesn't metabolize water in order to extract energy from the water. So all these things about blood volume, plasma osmolarity, sodium and water balance, it has nothing to do with actual metabolism of whatever molecule, in this case, salt, which doesn't get metabolized, as I said. So anyway, I know you were too scared to actually come on and dispute that or even try to talk like someone who knows science, but we're going to just move on. Because the other thing I wanted to talk about the monkey boy here, and I guess it's good that he's here. And by the way, we talked about your all I heard was not metabolism, and so I guess maybe that did have an impact. It seems to have affected his hearing. And 6 per 6 chance of a dice roll.
Yeah, there are 6 numbers. A donkey, the 6 numbers on a dice. One of those 6 numbers is going to come up. 6 chances, 6 numbers. Look at that, 6 in 6. 100% chance of a number coming up. Hooray!
By the way, I don't know if he's going to stick around. He might just run away. But the other thing he says is this thing about, Neo, why do you keep saying miscarriage isn't an abortion? How can you be so stupid?
Or
are
you on the thread where I say it in the very first line?
I don't remember which comment you made that, but you explicitly said that abortion.
It was basically my first response to him because I think it was in my abortion thread, basically the notes for people against abortion, and his reply was to post statistics about miscarriage, depression. And so I had to point out that, a miscarriage is a spontaneous abortion, not a regular abortion.
Yeah. None of them have ever read a medical book, have they?
It's not clear that any of them have ever read books.
So that one, I was actually kind of struck on that because it was so blatantly, obviously a lie.
It's the script. They've got to follow it. If it makes him out to be a liar, then they'll do that.
Yeah, but it's like basically saying that, the sun is not up at noon, Yeah,
well,
so it's
he's
and
run
then
away
he kept
again,
on going on
never
about
know.
it. Yeah, and he keeps on saying that, despite it being completely false. Let me see.
Like he just wants to troll. That's all he does.
I guess. Oh, by the way,
I got him to say that he hates me. That's great.
He hates me.
He's been saying that about a lot of people, by the way.
He hates me and wants me to go away forever. No? He hates me so much that he has to respond to just about every comment that I make about him.
He doesn't realize that makes you show up in the algorithm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continually, forever and ever.
Yeah, it's just he's a big strong boy with a big strong brain, and he showed that big strong brain again tonight when he had the chance to come on, and he ran like a coward again.
It's
I'll
big and
gladly
strong,
step
but
up to
very
space
well
and let him
polished
talk.
and smooth.
What was that?
It's big and strong, but very well polished and very smooth.
Ooh.
So this is a thread where Neil
Yeah,
says here,
yeah.
spontaneous abortion equals miscarriage. I don't know, maybe he doesn't understand what that parallel lines are, but it means equals. Hopefully he learned
Yeah,
that
it's
in
because
grade
his
school.
notes all about spontaneous abortion. So it's just like, okay, you're giving me statistics on miscarriage, and
Yeah. And
It-
then
it's ju- it's
when is
just
the
another-
first
it's just-
time where he accuses you of
He tried
actually?
to-
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I remember this. So
I
above,
I literally burst out laughing when I saw that. It was brilliant.
so you post 17 hours ago, spontaneous abortion equals miscarriage. You fool, Neil. Actually, miscarriage is a spontaneous abortion. So you are incorrect when you said miscarriage is a spontaneous abortion.
Yeah, that
Science
is
and
that
words
is-
matter here. Science and words matter here.
that is some fifth dimension chess right there.
I make
my
him dance,
God.
but sometimes the moves he comes out with are just pure gold. I tell you.
Yes, everybody knows that only pigeons can play in the fifth dimension.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god.
See, this is where I would actually like to have him on and explain what is going on in his mind.
Probably
mean-
nothing.
Words are hard for some people.
Oh my gosh. This is probably one of the funnier streams that we've had for a while.
Yeah, just bash through the usual trolls. Always a good thing.
Oh my god.
Well, we do
Brilliant.
have to thank the monkey boy and all the other trolls. I should say. I shouldn't just.
Yeah, they do give us some informative entertainment.
All right, so
Stefan, what are you? I'm on the edge of my seat. What's the question or comment you had, or did I miss it?
What now?
Hello?
So
I
think
didn't
it's
hear
question to Stefan.
Stefan's. Yeah, I didn't hear Stefan's question or comment. I'm still on the edge of my seat for it.
Stefan's question or
Just-
comment?
Comment one again. I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm sorry.
So you wanted to ask a question?
No, I wasn't asking the question. I was just making a comment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think Gook, he wanted to be on the panel, not necessarily
No, I
because
just wanted to join it
he had
for
a
one.
specific topic. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet days, mate. Yeah, sorry. Wrong end of the stick. All right.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. I mean, I just wanted to join in just in case something that I had wanted to make a comment about something that comes up that I'm not knowledgeable about.
Yeah, no, sweet as.
By the way, Stefan, you should thank Tuna Man because he wasn't able to join. We had a spot.
Yeah, I understand, and I do thank him for this opportunity.
Yeah. All right. So this guy, Outdoors.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. So he's the funny thing here is that his OP, where it says your lack of intelligence and integrity isn't a failing of my logic. And notice that he actually edited this comment and he failed to take the opportunity to change your with an apostrophe RE to your because he's talking about my lack of intelligence. So I mean, I understand people make typos and all that, and but he had an opportunity to edit, and
Yeah,
I
there's
guess he didn't
certain
have enough
times,
intelligence.
there's certain times when you do not want to make that, when you don't want to make that type of error, and when you're calling someone else stupid, yeah, it's not a great time to make a basic grammatical error. That's
Yeah.
that's a shocker.
The vast majority of the time, people's misspellings and grammatical mistakes or oddly worded phrasing, that I don't care about that. But when your whole premise is "I'm smart, you're dumb,"
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, you really need to be a little extra careful on those particular comments. Like I make plenty of them because I'm responding to people on a tablet and I'm using a swipe keyboard with a stylus. So as a result, I get plenty of really odd words pop up. For example, quite often the Google keyboard will put "is" when I meant "of," or it'll put "your" and I meant just "you," because you'll quite often see "your" and then "are," and then me say, "Yeah." So I'm trying to say "you are," and I've got "your are." It's just how the keyboard goes, and I don't catch all of them when I reread it. So I'm not going to complain about someone making typos as a general rule, but that's not a place you want to make a typo.
I mean, it completely just destroys your whole argument right there. That one word.
Yeah. It's a great
Also, if you make a
Goes down
comment
there.
about someone's typo, you want to be especially careful.
Yeah, I was when I made that my response about that particular one. Yeah, I read it through a couple of times and peeled out the errors.
I actually don't remember what the initial issue with outdoors was, but
I think he just hates anyone who's not hetero.
oh yeah, he's the guy that was the one calling atheism a religion.
That's the one.
Yes. So he's
Yes, a bigot who refuses to give voice to his specific bigotry.
Yeah. Is he an atheist?
Yes, he claims he's an atheist. And
And
we're not atheists, we are quote unquote atheists.
Ah, yes, the
Really?
quote atheist that you guys are apparently.
and
because we're in the woke religion.
Yep, because we are in the woke religion. And he had made a post about where he listed different gods and he put wokeism at the end of that list.
Oh yeah, I remember that one now.
yes. Oh, I remember that now.
And when I pointed that out, I don't know if he didn't get it or something, but it didn't go. But I mean, we talked a little bit about him last week, but he just kind of went nuts on these comments. So over 6 days, there's 268 replies. I would say like 70%, 60% are his comments. Maybe 70.
Yeah.
Because
I'm surprised the speakers didn't fall from all that typing.
Because like for every response, he would just like write 3, 4, regardless of whether anyone's responded to him or not, or maybe he just kind of didn't want to put all his profound comments in one comment. So John Clark points out right away this, he's starting with petty insults, and what's ironic here is that he's gonna start talking about ad hom. Actually, he starts right away. He ignores the definition of words in favor of ad hominem attacks and fallacies. And what's strange is that he has like 3 category of what an ad hominem is. So he has just a plain ad hominem, and then he has what he says is ad hominem attacks and fallacies. So those are like 2 different versions of ad hominems, which is very strange. But as we go through, we can kind of point out where he makes an ad hominem. Ad hominem just generally, just in terms of insult. We can talk about later, what is the fallacy in the ad hominem. But I guess I'm salty about it. I'm so salty that I went and made a thread and made that had 268 replies. Or no, sorry, that's him. I think he's the salty one here. And John, you kind of keep him going a little bit, and then Blarg, you join in about that hominem. Oh, and so this is where I join in. Like, he tells John Clark, touch grassland whale. I mean, like, this is just like kind of non sequitur type of insult where, where's this coming from?
Yeah. Wonder if he also meant touching cloth.
What?
Question. Just look
You
for
don't wanna
giggles
know.
on that.
No, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what that means.
Okay.
Look it up in your own time, people.
Might do that. I don't know if I want to know about it, but I'll look it up regardless.
I presume
cloth,
you shouldn't do
that's
it on
slang.
your work laptop, right?
Oh,
yeah.
well, look, yeah, you can. It probably won't get you fired. It's not illegal.
It's like when I actually said to someone when I was working at Telstra, this floor looks like someone's at a bukkake party.
What?
Oh, I actually had to go to the big boss and because someone complained about that. Yeah. And the boss said, I had to look up what that word was and what it means. And I thought it was funny, but I have to verbally warn you not to do that again.
At least he had the good sense not to go that far.
Yeah.
So bukkake in actual Japanese means like I think it's some kind of food sort of related thing where you kind of pour gravy over a dish.
Yeah. Basically cover everything with a sauce.
Yeah. So it's definitely innocent, and you should not think that there's anything wrong
definitely
with using the word
people.
bukkake.
Nothing wrong.
Just stay with that.
As opposed to the look of dunking somebody in a vat of clag.
Have you been watching X-Hamster? And the
you looked
kitties
too much?
wading pools, they blow up and someone gets in it, and yeah.
Oh, I thought you were referring to last week when I asked for recommendations, and I don't think I got any in the comments. Maybe one.
You got a couple, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But, no. With Blarg's comment about being dipped in it, it's sort of they get a kiddie's wading pool, and it's
vat
horror.
of clag glue.
Yeah. Well, those strange dildos that shoot out. It's really strange. The things you do when you when you have a lot of painkillers and go searching on the net, the rabbit holes. I found some really good. I'll put in the comments. I found some really good young, or new channels on YouTube that are trying to teach people apologetics and all this sort of stuff. And I think that might be a good thing to look at. It's quite painful, but it's rather. Yeah, baby apologists just starting. But anyway, on to oddoutdoors. Oh, did you watch his video where he went up to a plant and said, "This is something else"?
Huh? What are you talking about?
On this oddoutdoors, he's got a video where he walks up. I think it's after the 2 coin videos.
Yeah.
He had something about a plant, and he said, "This isn't a plant. I can only sort of through context say that it's about the gender issue." He seems very
for the coin videos, one of them was about objective and subjective morality. The other one, it wasn't clear what he was talking about. He was talking about binary.
I took the second one as binary sex.
Yeah, I sort of took that, but it wasn't clearly obvious what he meant. So, but yeah, So this guy then, again, I'm not sure where he's getting this, but when I asked about that coin video, where, I said he was begging the question, his, counter is that you wouldn't understand. I know that because I already explained it to you. I don't remember him explaining anything. But he keeps on like saying that I was being a bigot. I think what he's trying to get at is like he's probably thinking that, or trying to make the case that woke people are bigots. I think it's really not clear. Saibu made a comment. Oh, and this hateful thing is like, I'm hateful because I pointed out that he's begging the question. So just another one. But I mean, these are kind of ad hominem comments, right? When he's saying I'm hateful.
If you want my opinion, the way he said he's calling you hateful is because you're calling him out for his stupidity.
Oh yeah, I think that did come up.
You might be onto something there.
I can see now why.
That is some genuine big brain stuff. I think you got well done.
Well, thank you very much.
So I can see why those guys think I'm being very hateful, like the monkey boy and the toddler philosopher. If that's what counts as being hateful. Yeah, so apparently our whole show is dedicated to hating people that I disagree with, not just what you guys disagree with, but just what I'm disagree with. And his comment is that we have a religion and we lose our mind, and that's what's hateful, I guess.
And they can't see the forest for the trees.
Yep. Let me see if I can quickly get to the part where. So Blarg, you spent some time going back and forth about. No, this was different. Where you were trying to like explain to him what an ad hominem argument was.
Yeah, he doesn't care, and he also he goes, I don't need to explain that because that's not a thing that I need to explain, even though and or provide citations for, even when the very first sentences in the Wikipedia article, for example, completely contradict the garbage he's saying. So yeah, an ad hominem is literally at the person. So any comment directed at the person rather than at their argument is an ad hominem. It may or may not be fallacious, but it usually is. So if someone makes some argument and you attack the person, then you are making an ad hominem. Even if what you say about the person is true, it's still an ad hominem because it's not relevant to the argument. So like Einstein can be wrong and the dumbest person can be right. So yeah, attack the argument, not the person. The only place where it's not a fallacy is when the other person has used an appeal to authority and therefore they've placed a person as their argument. You can then attack that person and it isn't fallacious because you're engaging with their argument. Their argument includes a person. So when you attack the person in that argument, you're not attacking the person arguing. You're attacking their argument, which includes a person. So it's not fallacious. So yes, when Donkey makes some argument about biology and refers to a physicist, you can point out the fact that that person is a physicist, not a biologist, or that person died 100 years ago. And we've learned a lot more since. That's an ad hominem, but it's not a fallacious one.
By the way, he doesn't even understand what a fallacy is. He says
he doesn't.
Fallacy is a mistaken belief.
Yeah, that's not it at all.
and part of it is like he doesn't even care what the argument is, right? What the counter argument, when you call out that no, you're wrong, here's what it is. He doesn't really care. But for anyone who is interested, this is from logicalfallacies.org or .com. Not sure, .org. So it's a misconception resulting from flaw in reasoning or a trick or illusion in thoughts that often succeed in obfuscating facts and truths. So that's what a fallacy is. It's not a mistaken belief, like he claims.
Yes, you can
And
be.
by the way,
you can have a fallacious argument that's true.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
you can have a non-fallacious argument that turns out to be wrong.
Yep. And I don't owe him any apologies, by the way, so I hope he's not waiting too long for me to.
Yeah, at some point I
Probably wait
eventually
for a
went,
long
no,
time.
I'm done with this guy. I won't be speaking to him anymore.
Yeah.
There's no point. It's another one of those people that you may as well just go and bash your head against a fence post because you'll get a more logical outcome.
Plus, at least then it feels great when you stop.
Yeah. Satisfaction.
So, like, I make a
honest.
Yeah, so so I make a comment and then he like makes a whole bunch. He keeps on going. So this is a not so veiled, breaking of Godwin's law, where I think he's basically calling me a Hitler for I don't know, being woke. Because Hitler was so woke, right? I don't know if you guys knew that, but he
Yeah.
I'm glad someone liked my joke.
Yes. No. Yeah. That's Mulder. That's my partner in the background.
Hitler's the go-to for anybody you don't like. That's pretty much all it's become now.
Whether or not it's germane to the conversation.
So since we're getting into the time, we'll skip the ad hominem or further discussion on the ad hominem, and go to this.
And there's a fat joke, a fat insult.
What was it?
Another ad hominem.
Yeah, it just
Love
keeps on
throwing
going.
out
I guess
there.
I need
Yeah,
to.
it does.
So eventually, I make a little kind of sort of passing joke about you'd have to maybe have a philosophy degree to understand this concept, and that actually got him to say, well, actually I do have a philosophy degree. And then when I asked him, because we've sort of had history of trolls coming on and saying that they have, let's say, a microbiology degree or a biochemistry degree, who didn't really seem to have that because they didn't seem to understand any of that topic. So considering that Outdoors doesn't seem to understand philosophy, I challenged him and asked him, well, where did you get that? Here it is.
Well, I know the answer to that. He got it at the.
Wait, hold on to the answer. I just asked him, where did you get your? Actually, I didn't even say where did you get your degree. I said, it's your degree from an accredited university, and he immediately said that's an appeal to authority fallacy. Right, because if a cop stops you and you ask them, why is your badge made out of paper? That's an appeal to authority fallacy, right? Because you're appealing to.
His claim that he has a degree in philosophy is an appeal to, what do you call it? Fallacy. An appeal.
Yeah.
Authority fallacy. He made the fallacy. You were responding to his fallacy. Ironic.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it wasn't really even an argument. There wasn't some back and forth about some specific point. It was just that, he said he had a degree, and I asked him where. And that's where he invoked that what I was asking, or what I was making an appeal to authority fallacy, because only authorities give out these degrees, these accreditations.
I mean, I think further down, I even ask him, articulate clearly what point you're trying to make. What's the problem? And nothing. I still don't know what his problem is, except he hates everything that's not hetero. He probably doesn't like women
and
too
he
much
claims, he just makes a claim that, by the way, just to let you know, you lost. I mean, where do these guys even come off thinking that somehow, is a valid comment?
It's not. That it says they lost. Projection at its finest.
Yep.
Yeah. You already lost. Get over and grow the fuck up. So, yeah. So that's Mr. Outdoors, and he's another one that's not going to be coming on this channel to defend anything he says. So, Blarg, do you have any idea what made him, or anyone on the panel have a guess on what makes him think that he has a philosophy degree?
It's just him trying to sound big.
Yeah, one of those... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. No, I agree. Go on.
No, I'm just saying he's one of those that, like we talked about earlier, small ego, very fragile ego. He just needs to show off because he's got nothing else to do. No other way of feeling better about himself.
Yeah.
It's also they don't seem to recognise. Crystal just said this. They don't think anyone out in the world might have a degree, a real one, in whatever topic they're talking on. So it's, yeah, I
see, the thing is, what I don't get is, if he started this, where he didn't have to say he has a degree, but if he's going to say that he has a degree, why not just go with that lie and make up an institution, or just University of Florida or something? Why not just keep up with the pretense?
I mean, there are a lot of degree factories in America, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, paper mills.
Yeah. He'd then actually have to go and find a university that has one of those degrees, because he might not know how common degrees in philosophy are, and whether any given uni he might know the name of, and he probably doesn't know the name of too many, actually has one. And of course, it wouldn't be very believable if he said Harvard or Yale, and you just go, yeah,
you're right there. Or
I got it at Harvard.
Or he just doesn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, he's like, no, they called me out.
I mean, the thing is, it was again by the follow-up question.
Who would have thought?
What I do now?
He must think that, for comments that you have to respond immediately. He doesn't have time to actually wait and figure out a response. Maybe he hasn't heard of Google, where he could just ask Google and say, hey, what universities have philosophy degrees? And when you get every university, then, you should kind of have figured it out.
Or the more popular thing nowadays is ask ChatGPT or something like that.
Yeah. It wouldn't. Well, I maybe ChatGPT was smart enough to say, listen, you aren't going to pull this off.
Yeah.
You're right there. You're right there.
If you have to ask, you've already lost.
Exactly.
Ironically, I had to actually call on ChatGPT earlier today to find a term that I had in the back of my head, but I couldn't remember what the thing was, and it wasn't coming up in Google. So it took a bit of work to get ChatGPT to spit it out, but eventually you go, yes, that's the term I'm looking for. The term was internal critique. which is what we do when we argue, as if we're argue from the perspective of a Bible believing Christian.
Yeah.
So the Bible says this, and then get people to argue against that, get Christians to argue against that. That's an internal critique. That was the term I was looking for.
Yeah, I find that really useful for those kind of things where you know the information, but it may be kind of hard. You may not know exactly what that is, but you know enough about it to describe it, and then you get that term.
Yeah, that was what I was doing.
So what ChatGPT and other Gen AI is not good for is if you don't know something and trying to get it to like help you look like you know that thing, doesn't work out, because sometimes depending on how you ask it, they won't give you the right ChatGPT won't give you the right answer. So if you know that stuff and you can say, that doesn't make sense, are you sure this is the case, it'll then correct its previous response. So if you don't know, you end up saying stupid dumb things that you think is right.
You gotta know how to write the input to make sure you get the right output. So
I mean, but I used it to try and work out where Donkey his hometown might be, and it just completely fucked up and sent me on a completely wild goose chase, because all bar one of the places he said he worked at are off West Australia, and he said the city he lives in, or town, doesn't have fluoride in the water. So I asked AI, what town in Western Australia doesn't have fluoride in the water? And it came back with Pure, I think, as a name. And because I don't buy bottled water, don't drink it, it was the name of it. It thought I was asking, where can I buy non-fluoridated water in Western Australia? And it said the company Pura, they ship it there. Yeah, so if you
Western Australia's been fluoridated.
If you don't know exactly what you're looking for, it gives you arsehole answers.
By the way, talking about fluoride, we didn't even get there's so much stuff to discuss this week. We didn't even get a chance to discuss how the toddler scientist was going on about drinking 10 grams of sodium fluoride. And what was the other thing, Neil? It was about mercury, like grams per kilogram or something.
Milligrams per kilogram.
Yeah.
As if that makes sense.
The thing which is hilarious is he's going, puts up the quote about 4 milligrams per litre can do this, and 6 milligrams can do that. And you just go, yeah, but the target amount in fluoridated water supplies is 0.7 milligrams per litre, or parts per million, whichever way you want to call that.
Yeah, it's parts per million.
So it's well below those levels where anything bad happens. And if the water already contains fluoride, they don't add it. And if it contains high levels of fluoride, they have to do some sort of treatment to remove it. So yeah, no one's putting water supplies out there that contain toxic levels of fluoride. Freaking idiot.
Unless there's an accident. So the few cases of fluorosis is because of an accident.
Yeah. And those are rare as hen's teeth, and the health benefits are enormous.
Yeah, there was one guy who was like, kind of doubting or saying, hey, fluoride doesn't help. And he challenged me to show a research where you kind of have A/B test kind of thing. One group that has fluoride with toothpaste, right? Because he was kind of making the case that you don't need fluoridated water if you have toothpaste. So like I found like 12 research journal articles about, kind of similar type of testing. It's mostly just looking at comparing, two different populations, but no response. And none of these guys, when they ask for citations, none of these guys actually read it. They
But they
probably
don't
don't
care.
even know how to access it.
Yeah, they're not interested in truth. They're only going to be interested when somebody puts up a if there's 1,000 papers and one paper finds an effect, they'll ignore the other 999 papers that found no effect and just cite that one, no matter how poor the effect is or how terrible the paper is, or even when the paper, like sometimes the paper's good. That's just how statistics work. You will, if you have enough tests of a particular thing, randomly you will occasionally find an effect that actually doesn't exist.
Well, yes,
But
what's worse is, the paper could actually say the opposite of what they're saying, but they did a cherry pick, keyword search and said, found some part that said, we considered fluoride being possibly, causing fluorosis in large populations. And then they just take that out, right? Fluoride causes large fluorosis, and
you
claim
see that
that's,
You see that in quotes of Darwin a lot as well, where Darwin didn't even agree with this. And you go, no, that's how Darwin wrote. He would describe the problem that people would have in detail and then debunk it in the next paragraph.
It has to do with, facts don't care about your feelings, but their feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
know that whole autism and atheism connection thing. That the toddler. Treyu has just. He. Did you see the exchange that he and I had today?
Maybe I don't remember.
So he was calling secularity a little atheist boy.
Oh yeah.
I just pointed out the fact that he seems to have an obsession with comparing people to little boys, and that he got unhinged quickly.
Oh, man, I gotta
triggered.
go check that out.
He was mega triggered.
I gotta find that one.
Oh yeah.
I remember that one.
Yes, and I just kept pointing out to him that you're the one. First of all, you're the one who's calling him a little atheist boy. This is not the first time that you've done that. Plus, you've made comments calling other people. So it's not just about your perception of his appearance. This is something that is an intrusive thought in your mind. You should probably get help. And he just kept spinning further and further out of control. Like there was one point, I was like, I was kind of joking with you at first, but now I think you really do have a problem.
Oh, yeah, that's just no. That's you. He does have a problem. We all know this now.
Yeah. So he's the autism thing. I think that's just him kind of trying to. I think he's trying to trigger people with that, but
it's also called poisoning the well. He's trying to go along and say that everyone who is an atheist is autistic, and because they're autistic, they're mentally deficient. And because they're mentally deficient, their opinion doesn't matter.
But what's interesting is
that's what he's trying to do.
But I got him to backtrack on that really quickly when I asked him the question outright. Are you claiming that they are in any way inferior to theists? And he goes, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like the very as soon as you ask him that question outright, so he immediately backpedals. So he's not. So yes, he's trying to poison the well, but he's not even genuine in how he's trying to poison the well, because when you question him at all about it, he will immediately backtrack. So he knows what he's saying is garbage.
Yeah. Well, so there was a lot to talk about in this stream, and it went by pretty fast, at least for me. But we'll have to end it here. We actually went quite a bit past the hour and 30 mark. So,
I'll that email I sent you about the should abortion be banned if humans are going to become extinct? I think that'd be a good one to have a chat with. I think next week.
That's a good one, especially the response that Jim gave was problematic. I think you could sort of defend it, but it was problematic. But yeah, I think that'll be good. We'll put that on the agenda for next week.
I'll also send you links to all the little new or baby apologist sites, which it's just fun as well. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll thank my gay partners on the stage. Thank you for everyone for joining me. This was a very, very pleasant discussion we had.
I had a gay
as
old
always.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
I've been waiting the whole stream for that.
I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you at all.
It was a sausage fest, that's for sure.
Yeah, I guess Miranda might not be on anymore because she would have sent you another "damn it, John" comment. All right, I'm gonna kick you guys out before John makes any more of these.
We'll get with one thing real quick before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
If anytime you guys need another guy, I'm willing to join in with y'all. Even just
hey, Stefan, send me an email to the QC at mynes.com.
Okay,
email.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah, I put it on the display, so you can just go back to the video.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Get back with you as soon as I can.
Yep, and so I just put you on the email. I send it. I blind carbon copy it to everyone, so no one sees your email address.
That's fine.
So there's anything wrong with that, but according to Miranda, we had a great conversation, except John. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, my gay partners, and again, thanks everyone in the live comments. It's always a pleasure having you guys give us making your comments here. So we will see you next week, same time on Saturdays. And as always, I'll see you in the comments.